Go round to rise, I'm a maseta. Ashu on vibrations every baka. May your mind, buckas, and souls be old. May your omits be sound. May your buckas be leaven off ground. When we keep to the breath, the orth, the mothor, the seon, the soul of Ra guides and keeps you old. I Adma, I say Ra, Ella E say El say I, Christ Ore Chaplain Tata Amin Ra. I, my truth awareness, true talk, can be a part of the greatest transfer of my elf, that's intelligence, aminology, to Angodu. This is sound logic. And with all that being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. To Ray is Ray 1868. This is the crypto shit shower report again for Ray 1868. Last video I made, I got cut off. I posted the part of the video that I was able to record, and I'm making another video now just to calibrate you, because I recognize the power of this algorithm. When you're on a sound rhythm, then the algorithm doesn't affect you. Okay, you're not watching, you're not concerned about the algorithm. Okay, you're only concerned about erection or direction. Erection is the market's going up, or the price value of your investments going up. Direction is always down. Okay? Y'all understand this. Okay? Y'all understand. Now, we see everything so far going up, right? But I want to show you that at this price and this big move that it made, only put it back at par with the ether. Okay? And when I say at par with the ether, enabling it to act in place of. Okay? Being able for you to put your attention here and not anywhere else. Okay? Not within. Okay? You got that. For non-soul beings, it's always going to get you. Because if it doesn't get you here, wherever else you go with your attention, it's the same shit. But for sound beings, okay, for bakas, no, we don't play to the algorithm. All right? You got that. Okay? So we're going to go on the daily so you can get some appreciation here. Okay, so that looks like an awfully big move, right? Okay, but if you notice here, okay, it came all the way down to here, right? And now it's just back to here. Okay, so all of this time period from here to here, anything under $90,000. Okay, let's go down a little lower, right here. Right, yeah, right there. Okay, anything under that level, or I should say, no, what am I doing? Sorry, I apologize. Anything under $91,000, so right there, right here. Anything under this level, Bitcoin was underperforming, very weak. This was a buy zone. Okay, now we are in a hold zone. Why are we in a hold zone? Because we are above $91,000. Okay, as soon as Bitcoin went from the 1700s to the 1800s, or sorry, as soon as Mathori and Kagadora went from the 1700s to the 1800s, Bitcoin went from having to maintain $80,000 to having to maintain $90,000. It's actually $81,000 and $91,000. Okay, you got that. Okay, so what I mean is we're in the 1800s. Okay, we're going to be the 1800s for another 23 more rays. Then Bitcoin, then we're going to be in the 1900s. Okay, so we're going to be reviewing the year 1900s. Okay, this is going to be very fucking interesting times ahead. Okay, but for the markets, Bitcoin will now have to maintain over $100,000. Okay, let me explain it to you again. Today is 1868. Okay, I'd like to remind you, go to jesus.com, sign up. Okay, when you do, you get the iBucket to Omen, you get the Mathorian Kagadora file, you can download it, print it, and display it, and work with it. Okay, better yet, go to Apple, go to Google, and download this Kagadora app. Only $17. If you have any form of investments, this should be nothing to you. Okay, it's a tool you need, not only for the markets, for your life. Okay, you got that? You get access to the erectionary, because you know the words in the dictionary die your erection. This will increase your sound logic vocabulary, right? Allow you to get out of the algorithm and into sound motion. I don't consent to draconian state, nor should you. Hashtag that in your posts. Remember that our mental health is collectively tied to the etheric compass. Okay, when we're not orientated to sound, humanity is not getting off of the ground. All right, you got that. So 18, 1, and 8 equals 9. Bitcoin has to maintain above 9. Because we go by 8's cycle of 8, we don't see the 0 and we don't see the 0 and the 10. Okay, so we don't go as low as 90. Okay, we don't go as low. It's always going to be 91, 101, 81, 71. Okay, we're never going to see like a 0. Okay, you got that. All right, and so for 23 days, Bitcoin has to remain above $90,000. Okay, so when we go back to the charts right now, we're going to see that Bitcoin is just in range. Okay, you understand? This was a buy zone. This is when you accumulate, right? You should have sold here, right? As soon as Bitcoin fell below range, okay, you should have already sold, because it was coming down from this range. So you would have sold at the top. Now this is resistance. You would have bought here at support, okay, and got burnt. Okay, this is what happened to everybody. Everybody got burnt, okay, because they were buying here. This was established. Okay, then they took you down. But I told you all what to expect. I've been calling 88 from fucking way out here. Okay, you got that. Okay, just go back and comment if I'm wrong. All right, now I'm not going to be surprised, shocked if it continues to go down. Why? Because it didn't touch 80,000. It just fucking wicked down. So, like, it could easily go back down to fill that shit. Okay? But I don't care about that, because now it's in range. It's just fucking in range. Okay, so when we go into the Mathorian Kagadora, if that's 92,000, that just basically fulfilled the expectation of 1865. Right? If it gets to 93,000, well, it just filled the expectation of 1866. It's not a big deal to me. Nothing to get excited about. I'm going to get excited if it reaches $95,000. Why? Because it's an established range. And it's the expectation for today. It's the roof today. Why is it the roof? Because it's below it. Because the ether is here. I don't expect Bitcoin to be above the ether. Okay, if it goes above the ether, every time it goes above the ether, you better be taking your money, watch your money, and be taking your profits, because they're selling. Okay, that's when you should be selling too. Okay, you got that? So 6 tomorrow, the next day 7, Friday 8, Saturday 9. Okay, if it for some reason just kept on soaring and got to 99 before 9, well, that's fantastic. That's great. Okay? Always, be prepared, be in a situation where you can get in and out of your trades. This is why the Kagadora allows you to see things in advance, so you can get things in advance. If you try to be buying when it's breaking out, you're going to be paying more, and a lot of your trades are going to fail. Okay, you're going to be forced. It's just not a healthy situation. And vice versa. If you're trying to sell when the market is dropping, you're going to fucking lose even more money. Okay? You need to be buying when it is in red. Okay? And selling when it is in green. Okay? So when it reaches 95, the market is open. You understand? That is going to be considered a top. Okay? You got that? 95,000 is right here. Okay? But our range is here. Okay? This is our range. This is the top of our range. Our range is from here to here. About $9,000. $10,000, whatever. Okay, that's our range. Bitcoin's range, it's going to see a level right here at $95,000. Okay, but ironically, that is where we are here on an energetic level today. Regardless on where Bitcoin is, we are here at 95,000. That's where our brains are. Right? When Bitcoin meets us here, I'm giving some over to Bitcoin, meaning taking profit or whatever. It might not even be profit, just reducing my risk. Okay? When Bitcoin reaches here at 96, right? Depending on how Bitcoin is moving, depending on what we're doing, where we are, the time, all that shit, I either hold, thinking it's going to continue to go up, right? Or sell. Okay? But I know as soon as it reaches 99, then that's the super top of our range. Okay? Anytime Bitcoin is over $100,000, okay, it is very high valued. Okay? Actually, if Bitcoin were to get over $100,000, then it puts itself into a higher expectation. Okay? It makes itself harder to deal with the ether. This is why it went all the way down to $80,000 just to come back up. And I told you guys that. I said specifically, actually, I used the number 85,000 at that time. I remember in my video, I said Bitcoin's going to drop down to $85,000 and then come back up to 95,000. And you guys, my exact words will go gaga goo goo. Okay, go gaga goo goo and totally forget where Bitcoin came from. So Bitcoin is just giving back what it took. It's not doing anything extra than that. Okay, and so if Bitcoin were to get over 100,000, then today it would have to be $186,000 because it went up another zero. You get that? It went from 99s to 100,000. $99 to $100. So it goes up a zero, then, Bitcoin goes up a zero. The expectations go up. Okay, now it has to be better than $186,000. Okay, regardless, 23 days from now, Bitcoin is going to have to be above $100,000. Okay, as soon as 24 days from now or less, as soon as we reach 1900s here, as you can see, okay, 1 and 9 is 1. So this means Bitcoin has to be 100,000, unless it's going to dive down below fucking, into the range is where it only needs to be 10,000. Okay, which could happen, right? I said it's either going to get right up and be valued $190,000, or it's gonna go down and be valued maybe $1,900, maybe $19,000. Okay, you got that? So this is basically what I wanted to continue with, is making sure that you guys understand the expectations, because it's very easy to get excited. You see the markets going up, but I want to show you, regardless on the big move, Bitcoin did that big move just to get back to where it should be, right? Just to get back to where it should be, people, right? It needs to be in the above $91,000. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time. Okay, 8 and 1 is 9. Okay, 9 and 1 is 91. Okay, so Bitcoin has to be above $91,000. That's my math. Not 100,000, not 200,000, not 300,000. Okay, this is 92,000, 93,000, 94,000, 95,000. Tomorrow, 96,000. Okay, by the end of this cycle, it should have reached 99,000. Okay, if it doesn't do it, then it has a new cycle to fucking try again, or continue and get there, right? And so if it got to 97 here and it wanted to keep going up, then perhaps on a 91, it's going to be a 99. That's fantastic. Okay, but that would be cheese, right? And so if I had crypto and it was in surplus, I would fucking just watch it carefully, because you can lose it. It's overperforming. You understand? So when things are overperforming, you can't get trapped. It's the only reason why it's trapping. It's overperforming because it wants more out of. It wants to extract more out of the system. Okay? And more out of the system means your attention. They can run news, all sorts of shit. Okay, the markets are up. They can sell shit. It's like, you guys got to see how everything is tied in. Okay, to emotions. Okay, if people have the perception of money coming in, then they're going to spend what they have in lieu of getting more money. Right? You understand. They're going to get loans and all this types of shit, because everybody has a perception of the markets increasing. Okay, so that's what they're establishing when we are in a surplus. Right now, we're just healthy. Okay, right now, the market is healthy because it is at par with the etheric levels that we have set. Okay, we are the ether, we are the morality. This thing can never be the ether, it can never be the morality. Even though every coin represents a different aspect of the ethers, including the coin ETH. What does ETH do? Well, ETH is basically the engine, the fucking, the ore. Ether is what everything is tied to, including fucking Bitcoin. You understand that? Okay? All right? And so that's just an example. You have Bitcoin, which I told you is their messiah. Okay? It's their God. Okay? You have the angels. You have the disciples. You have, it just goes on and on. This is a religion just like anything else. Okay? You got that? All right? So don't get excited. This is what it's got to do. It's got to maintain above $90,000. 95,000 is not only our range, it is their range. Okay, $95,000 is a big range. Okay, it's a big resistance. Okay, but it's also support. Okay, but we can see whenever it gets above 95,000, Bitcoin goes bullish. Right? It goes up. You understand? And likewise, whenever Bitcoin gets below 95,000, it goes down. Right? You see, there's nothing in between. Right? So when you see a chart and there's nothing in between this point and that point, obviously everything is above. Otherwise, it would look like that, right? It would be all bunched up close together. But you see a mountaintop, right? You see a peak. You see like a mountain. Okay, so now Bitcoin's appearing to climb. You understand? But it has to get above. Basically, yeah, it has to get to 95,000. Okay, once it gets to 95,000, then Bitcoin is going to, like I told you, I intend to start taking profits above 95,000. Okay, obviously I'm gonna watch. I'm not gonna, sell out, but I'll know basically where I'm at, right? Because I'm going by the Kagadora. So this is my emotions. Okay, so my emotions start telling me to be taking profits 7, 8, 9s and watching and always watching. Okay, always watching. I'm not going to be a robot. If the market's high, it's healthy, well, then I back off. Right? But if we're at anywhere near tops, overperforming, and I'm on a 7, 8, and 9, I am taking. Okay, if the market is underperforming and I'm at 7, 8, and 9, if I'm in a position, I am buying. Okay, you got that? Because it's going to be driving the markets lower regardless on where it is. Just like we've seen. All right. Okay, so this is another report for today. Thought it was a good opportunity because the markets are going up. I want to show you guys that, this is just fake shit, fake bullshit. You need to have memory. You need to remember that we've come down from here, okay, and we are just going back here. So a lot of us that bought down in this range, you haven't even gotten an opportunity to get your money back yet. Okay, so the chances of Bitcoin even going above here, it's going to take a little bit of work. It's going to take a lot of money. Okay, they're going to have to want to cook something, to try to trick people to be put in a situation. Right? I'm happy. Like I'm in from down here. Okay? Yeah, I'm understand this because I'm supposed to be. All right, but a lot of us held on to our assets here, wrote it down here, and yeah, got burnt. Okay, so I'm looking to actually cash out. In a few more $1,000s, I'm done for now. I'm understand this, people. That's how I'm working. Okay, it's got to get to 99,000. By 99,000, I'll be all out. Unless it shoots there super fast, and that's going to give me even more of an incentive to get out. Okay, because fast up is fast down. All right, but for our range is $99,000. Anything above that is surplus. To rate $95,000 is my expectation. Bitcoin is still within a healthy range because based on our lowest day, Bitcoin had to be $91,000. Okay, so we are above that. So we're above our bottom. If Bitcoin were to get back to $91,000, well, that would be another reason why I would sell. Okay, because then I'm expecting it to go below this. Okay, but I hold within this range. Okay, I hold within 91,000 and 99,000. That's what I'm holding. Okay, but being that I came from down here, I have the privilege of saying I could sell when Bitcoin reaches 95,000 because that is my top. For today is the top because it's below today. And also $95,000 is well established as a resistance and support. Okay, so there's two reasons why I would sell. You understand? Okay. All right, so that's the Crypto Shit Shower Report. Like, share, comment. Don't forget, join Jesus.com.